When you hurt someone, it's important to take responsibility for your actions and acknowledge the impact that it had on the other person. This means being honest with yourself and admitting that you made a mistake. It's natural to feel defensive or to try to justify your actions, but this can make the other person feel like you are not taking their feelings seriously. Instead, try to put yourself in their shoes and understand how they might be feeling. This can help you to see the situation from their perspective and to understand the impact that your actions had on them. When you apologize, be specific about what you are apologizing for and avoid making excuses or justifications. It's also important to show that you are committed to making things right. This might involve taking steps to prevent the same situation from happening again in the future, or seeking help or support to work through any underlying issues that may have contributed to the situation. Acknowledging your mistake might involve apologizing to the other person and taking ownership of what you've done. It's important to be specific about what you are apologizing for and to avoid making excuses or justifications. When apologizing, focus on the impact that your actions had on the other person and show that you understand how they feel. For example, you might say something like, "I'm sorry for what I did or said, and I understand that it hurt you. I take full responsibility for my actions, and I want to do what I can to make things right." It's important to be sincere in your apology and to avoid making promises that you can't keep. Instead, focus on what you can do to make things right and show that you are committed to repairing the relationship. Listening to the other person's feelings is another crucial step in restoring broken relationships. When someone is hurt, they need to feel heard and understood. This means listening to them without judgment or defensiveness and showing empathy and understanding of their perspective. When the other person is expressing their feelings, it's important to listen actively and to focus on what they are saying. This means giving them your full attention and avoiding any distractions or interruptions. It's also important to show that you are listening by using active listening skills, such as nodding, making eye contact, and repeating back what they have said. It's important to validate their feelings and emotions and to let them know that you understand how they feel. This can help to build trust and show that you are committed to repairing the relationship. You might say something like, "I can understand how you feel, and I'm sorry for the pain that I caused you." It's important to avoid getting defensive or trying to justify your actions when the other person is expressing their feelings. This can make them feel like their feelings are not being taken seriously and can damage the relationship even further. When listening to the other person's feelings, it's important to be patient and to give them the time they need to express themselves fully. This may involve listening to them over multiple conversations or giving them space and time to process their emotions. When someone is hurt, they need to feel heard and understood. Listening actively to their feelings and emotions can help to show that you care about them and that you are committed to making things right. When listening, try to focus on the other person and avoid getting defensive or interrupting. Instead, listen with an open mind and show empathy and understanding. It's also important to validate their feelings and emotions. Let them know that you understand how they feel and that you are there to support them. Making amends can help to show that you are committed to repairing the relationship and making things right. Depending on the situation, this might involve offering a sincere apology, doing something to make up for the hurt you caused, or taking specific actions to show your commitment to the other person. When making amends, it's important to be sincere and thoughtful. Show that you understand the impact of your actions and that you are committed to making things right. Be open to feedback and suggestions from the other person, and be willing to take steps to show your commitment to the relationship. Rebuilding trust can take time, but there are things you can do to show that you are committed to repairing the relationship. One important step is to be consistent in your actions. Show that you are trustworthy by following through on your promises and being reliable and consistent. Trust is one of the most essential ingredients of a healthy and lasting relationship. It is the foundation of intimacy, communication, and mutual respect. Without trust, a relationship can quickly crumble under the weight of doubt, fear, and resentment. But what happens when trust is broken? How can you repair the damage and restore the bond that was once so strong? Is it even possible to rebuild trust after a betrayal, a lie, or a mistake? The answer is yes, but it is not easy. Rebuilding trust requires time, patience, and commitment from both partners. It also requires honesty, empathy, and willingness to change. Here are some steps that can help you rebuild trust as a means of restoring your broken relationship. Acknowledge the breach of trust. The first step to rebuilding trust is to acknowledge what caused it in the first place. Whether it was infidelity, dishonesty, or any other form of betrayal, you need to admit your wrongdoing and take responsibility for your actions. Don't make excuses, blame your partner, or minimize the impact of your behavior. Be sincere and remorseful, and show that you understand how much you hurt your partner. Apologize sincerely and ask for forgiveness. The third step to rebuilding trust is to apologize sincerely and ask for forgiveness. Don't expect your partner to forgive you right away or to forget what happened. Forgiveness is a process that takes time and effort, but you can start by expressing your regret and your willingness to make amends. Explain what you learned from your mistake and how you plan to avoid repeating it in the future. Ask your partner what they need from you to heal and move forward.